I've been looking forward to sharing with you this chapter 5 for a long time. As we go through the names, you'll be amazed how all the things fall in together. Chapter 5. It is about Adam's descendants in his own likeness, not in God's likeness. Chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the genealogy of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. So when God created Adam, he made him in the likeness of God. Underline, likeness of God. And here in chapter 5, we find the genealogy of the first Adam. But in Matthew chapter 1, we studied the genealogy of the last Adam, our Lord Jesus. So that was the first book of this is the first book of the Old Testament. That was the first book of the New Testament. He created them male and female and blessed them. So God officiated the first wedding of man and woman. And I told you all in the previous lesson the significance of a marriage, because our Lord Jesus, he did his first miracle where? At the wedding at Cana. So a marriage is sanctified and is holy. Yeah, it is precious unto the Lord. Otherwise it wouldn't be so significant. First miracle of our Lord Jesus and our Lord God. He married Adam and Eve and blessed them and called them mankind in the day they were created. Called them mankind. Now, I do not know your NIV, what does it say? Is it mankind? Man. Yeah, in the King James they use the word Adam. Yeah. So the best is New King James. Okay. Call them mankind. It speaks of what? Oneness. Oneness. O-N-E. Oneness. And Adam lived, verse 3, and Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness after his image. Just now I asked you to underline in the likeness of God, right? Now you underline in his own likeness after his image. Do you see any capital letters there? No. So, his descendants were in the image of Adam. And what is the nature? That is the fallen nature. That is the fallen nature. When God created Adam, it was very good. And then he and his wife fell. And then the descendants that came along, they were not created. Begot a son in his, underline, his own likeness, not God's, his own likeness, after his image, fallen nature. And so, we were all born in the fallen nature. That means what? We were all born sinners, in need of forgiveness, in need of redemption. That's why we need to come to the cross, come to our Lord Jesus. But for many people, they say, no, I have not killed, I have not murdered, I haven't done anything. Why do you call me a sinner? Because you were begotten in the image of the fallen nature. And name him Seth. Okay, now let's go through the names. Seth. Meaning appointed. Adam, what was Adam's name? What's the meaning of Adam? Remember? That was chapter 1. Shall we go back to chapter 1? Okay lah. Man. Yeah. In Hebrew, what is Hebrew? Hebrew is what? I-S-H. Not L-S-H. Now, please, I wrote this again. Some of you have responded. Some of you have sent me email, and so I added to the mailing list. But I'm not getting too many. So if you want, you send me something to my email address, then I can keep you on the mailing list. Whatever update, whatever, I can even send you the website where they have all the biblical names, meaning. Okay. So that one is LSH. Okay, that one is ISH. Okay, and name him Seth. After he begot Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years, and he had sons and daughters. So got many. And so all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And he died. Okay, this is 900. So let's say Adam is here. He died. Okay, this is generations, number of years. So he lived 930 years, and he died. And as we read on, there will be 8 other occasions, 8 times altogether, that is mentioned in the Bible. And he died, and he died, and he died, and he died, and he died. Just like in Genesis chapter 1, we read, it was good, and it was good. Yeah, it was good. This is, and he died, and he died, and he died. This is the reign of death. It is the reign of death. But the good news is, Jesus has overcome the last enemy, and death has got no more sting. But here, and he died. Seth, verse 6, he lived 105 years and begot Enosh. What's the meaning of Enosh? Okay, subject to death. Frail. After he begot Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had sons and daughters. And so all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. So 930, 912. Enosh lived 90 years and begot Cainan. What's the meaning of this? Sorrowful. Sorrowful. After he begot Cainan, Enosh lived 815 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Cainan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel. Mahalalel. What's the meaning of Mahalalel? From the presence of God. From the presence of God. I Cantonese, you Hokkien, we pronounce differently, but it's the same word, I don't know. Okay, but it's Cainan. Okay, you pronounce how you like lah. He won't be around to hear you. Okay, Cainan lived 840 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Cainan were 910 years, and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years and begot Jared. one comes down. The meaning is one comes down. After he begot Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years and begot Enoch. And what's the meaning of Enoch? Dedicated. It's a different Enoch from Cain's line, but the meaning is the same, dedicated. After he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. 962. Verse 21. Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. Methuselah. What's the meaning of Methuselah? Sounds like Indian. It means dying, he shall send. Dying, he shall send. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch. 365. So what happened to him? And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. For God took him. He did not die. How many people did not die in the Bible? Who are the three? Enoch? Elijah, chariot of fire. Who said three? Who said three? No, he died. He didn't die. How he he died? Who said three? Who said three? Two. Okay. Enoch and Elijah. This has got significance because scholars are still debating in the last days. In the last days, there will be two witnesses in the book of Revelation, shouting on the street, evangelizing on the street, even in the face of the Antichrist, challenging him and so on. So, people are still wondering, who are these two? Okay. You buy the CD, it's with Brother Peter. Or you wait, next time we do Revelation again. Okay, where are we? And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. And after he begot Lamech, what is the meaning of Lamech? Poor and lowly. Poor and lowly. After he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years. This is the oldest man in the history. 969 years. And he died. Lamech lived 182 years and had a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, "This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed." What's the meaning of Noah? Rest or comfort. Verse 30, after he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years. And he died. This one got short change, this one. 777. And Noah was 500 years old, and he begot Shem, Ham, Japheth. Shem, Ham, Japheth. Now, is Shem the firstborn? If you go and study, later we will do so. Shem is not the firstborn. The firstborn is Japheth. The secondborn is Shem. The thirdborn is Ham. But why then is it recorded for us that Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth? Because Shem carried the seed. It doesn't mean you are the firstborn, you have the seed. You know, the Jewish culture is so important, the firstborn, and many cultures are the firstborn, eldest son, and so on. Do you know God many times did not use the firstborn? Right? Like the twins, they came out. Jacob and Esau. Who came out first? Yeah. But God's seed went through Jacob. Okay? So, it is by God's divine plan. So you can turn to Luke chapter 3 verse 36. Luke 3:36. Luke, a doctor, he was very meticulous, he was very detailed in tracing the history. And so he recorded for us in Luke chapter 3 the genealogy of our Lord Jesus. And then you look at verse 26, the son of Cainan, the son of Arphaxad, the son of Shem, the son of Noah, the son of Lamech, the son of Methuselah, and so on and so forth. So you see, Shem in verse 36 was mentioned as the son of Noah, the one who carried the seed. It is not Ham nor Japheth or Japheth. So that's why Shem's name appeared first, though he was the secondborn. That's just additional knowledge for you. Now, back to this. Back to this. I've actually shared this with my cell group some time ago. Yeah, it's just amazing. So, these are the names of the descendants of Adam. Man appointed, subject to death. He was sorrowful and he was away from the presence of God. Then one comes down, dedicated, and in his death he shall send what? Salvation, peace, redemption to the poor and the lowly, so that they can find rest and comfort in him. So do you think God's work is by accident? No. It is God's design. And if you come and you tell me, I don't believe in God, I don't believe there is a God. Have you done your homework? Have you studied the Bible? Have you looked through all this to know that God's hand is in every aspect of our lives, even from the beginning of history until now? I send you all the link to watch the Indescribable. You see, God's design. He is so meticulous and so grand in his creation of the universe, galaxy and so on. And yet he would even care for an individual like these people and for us. Okay? So, and all this happened over a few generations, right? They were not in the same family. It's over a few generations. So this person probably didn't know this person, except hearsay. Along the way, there are probably some overlap because they live quite long. Okay? But to look at this, man appointed to death must die what? Fallen nature. Yeah. So he was sorrowful because he was away from the presence of God. We studied Cain. Cain left the presence of God. Anyway, Adam and Eve, they were sent out from the Garden of Eden. Then one comes down, dedicated, because Jesus said, my food now is to do the will of my Father. He could have, called angels down and changed the whole plan, but he said, not my will, but yours be done. So dedicated to the Father's purpose. So dying, he shall send. But in the book of Genesis, the sending is the flood. Yeah. Now the flood, when we study the Noah's Ark and the flood, that is also redemption. I will share with you. Yeah. Dying, he shall send. Send Jesus. To who? To the poor and the lowly, so that they can find comfort and rest in him. Okay? So, you can share this with your oikos. Now, why did I draw this? You notice they were around, on the average, they live about 900 years. Okay? Noah lived about 950 years. 950, Noah, up to Noah. And this is the flood, right? Noah. After that, the flood, then you have Shem, who lived 600, and then you have others, 464, and so on. Yeah, until we have Abraham, 175, and then we have Jacob, 147, and then we have Joseph, 110. Okay, and then we have this old lady in the newspaper today, 105. You notice there's they were averaging about 900 years and then downtrend. Right? Why was there a change in the lifespan of mankind? Significantly, it is after the flood. After the flood, the environment changed. You remember we studied in chapter 1, there was the firmament, water expanse. So there's water expanse below, and God created a firmament, there's an expanse above. And there was no rain until that point in time. And what they were living in was what? Aircon. No fall season, nothing. Green effect, all don't have. But living in a wonderful environment. Then the flood came. Where did the flood come from? The higher expanse. The water came down. I'll do more in the next chapter. And then the environment changed. And after the environment changed, that is one factor. The other factor was what? Diet also changed. Yeah, we will study. When they got out from the ark, what did God say? Okay, now you can eat meat. Before that, here all what? Vegetarian. Yeah, so here can eat meat. So you can live long. Skip all your bak kut teh, all your char siu, all your... No, don't. That one, people will scold me. But all food is sanctified. Thank the Lord and just enjoy the thing. Okay? But this is change of environment, change of climate, change of diet. So it results in this change in the lifespan. What else can I tell you about chapter 5? Nope. Okay, so we finish with chapter 5. Short and sweet. You ready for chapter 6? Next Saturday.